What's going on, guys? This is Metagross here, bringing you another ORAS WiFi battle. This one with the last battle for this amazing team, in my opinion. I just love every part of this team. You know, Liveboard doesn't really do much sometimes, but it still is fun to use. Topsy-Turvy has never been used for my Malamar, but it's still fun to have on the team. And the Black Sludge recovery is really cool to get off on an opponent. Well, not recovery, but like, as long as they're not a poison type, then I can give him Black Sludge, and it's not going to be good for him. So, yeah. And then the rest of the team is just, fun. It's pretty hyper offensive. It's actually really hyper offensive, but I mean, you see, we do have the Assault Vest and Max HP on our Emboar. That thing can take hits. You saw in the last episode, we had a Thunderous that we just took on with Emboar, and Mega Metagross has base 150 defense, which is a lot. So, yeah, the rest of the team is pretty blah. I mean, Malamar, once it gets a few superpowers up, it's a problem. But, other than that, yeah. So, I'm going to lead off with my Emboar, I believe. I know he led off with his Mr. Mime, but I'm not sure. Ronald McD leads off, and I actually left off with the Liveboard, or not left off, but led off with the Liveboard. I'm gonna switch directly out because seeing that this thing led off, it's probably dual screens and probably Light Clay as well. So I want to get my Metagross in there. He goes for Light Screen, which is perfectly fine. Kind of a free switch for me because nothing on my team has a special attack. But yeah, I'm gonna Mega Evolve. Now here, this is probably not a good play. I just went for the Bullet Punch. Seeing how much it would do, I wanted it to do about 3/4 of his health, and it did just about that, as he's going to reflect. I should have gone for Meteor Mash as he got the reflect up first, but honestly, whatever. So, I don't know. Anyway, he's going to switch into his Infernape, as I believe I just go for the Meteor Mash. I do, because at that point, I was pretty sure I outsped, so I could just possibly get the attack boost. As I'm gonna switch out now because I can't risk this thing outspeeding me and just murdering me. So I'm gonna go into Charizard here. He's gonna have the Fake Out, which is kind of weird, because he probably should have known I was gonna switch out. But maybe I wasn't gonna switch out. Anyway, he goes for the Thunder Punch and annihilates my Charizard. There's nothing I can do about that. So I don't know. More Infernapes nowadays are carrying Thunder Punch. I don't like it. It's not nice. So he's gonna switch out, as I do predict that, and go for the U-turn. I believe. No, I just go for the Brave Bird. Sorry. I didn't know the Reflect was here. I did know the Reflect up here, so I knew this wasn't gonna be a 2-hit KO, which is kind of meh. It would have been a 2-hit KO if the Reflect wasn't up, which is just straight up annoying, but it's fine. Here I'm going to switch out into my Malamar, because if I can get Black Sludge on this thing and get leftovers, that's gonna be amazing. He actually goes for the Confuse Ray though, probably predicting the switch, knowing that I'm afraid of the Ice Beam. But yeah, I got a Black Sludge there, and he's got the leftovers, and it's a big thing. So yeah. So I'm still confused, obviously. I have not been confused yet, but I just smacked myself with those little flippers of his. And he's gonna Sheer Cold, and he misses, which is good. Now, if this thing spams Sheer Cold and he misses a bunch of times, I'm fine with that, because why does this keep moving? Because I can just there's a light screen wearing off. So if the Reflect wears off next turn, I can definitely get some superpowers off on this thing, but my main initiative here was just to give this thing the Black Sludge. He actually lands it, so that's dead Malamar. And that was scary, because this thing, oh my god, I have to stop moving this thing. There. This thing was a pretty big problem with just having one move that could completely obliterate my whole team. But, so I really wanted to get rid of it as soon as possible. He will switch out here, kind of knowing that I'm a fighting type and I can destroy him after the reflect is gone. So I'm going to superpower. He brings in his Drapion. Physically defensive wall still takes half from that. If I had Flare Blitz on that set, I definitely would have gone for it there. But I have Heat Crash, and I kind of predicted the Drapion, and I knew that Heat Crash wasn't going to do much against the Drapion. So he's gonna Toxic as I bring in my Liepard. Breaks the Sash, which is kind of fine. I kind of predicted the Toxic Spikes, and then I could Encore him into Toxic Spikes, and then it'd be a whole thing. But, nope. I'm gonna go for Encore here. Encoring him into what was it, Toxic. He does go for Toxic, and I'm already poisoned, so that's why. Because I'm already poisoned. So, at this point he's gonna switch out, because he knows he can't do anything. Like, I'm not gonna switch out either. I can just sit in here. So I'm gonna Thunder Wave, and he goes into Bouffalot. And this is fine because, I mean, like, I don't really need Liepard anymore for much. So I'm just gonna assist, try to get Embor's superpower, and guess who gets Embor's superpower? Liepard does. That was weird. Yeah. So anyway, when I get a superpower, solid half damage to this Bouffalot, which is freaking phenomenal. He's gonna Pursuit, and I can Encore him into that too. And then just bring in something free. Or not free, but like, he'll have to go for Pursuit on us. So, that's exactly what I... Actually, no, he switches out. Darn it, forgot about that. I think he did predict the Encore there, because kind of an obvious play. But I don't really understand why he'd go for Pursuit there. He probably should have just taken me out there. But, I don't know. So, yeah, Liepard goes down there, which is kind of a bummer. But I can bring in my Embor, and I can feel free to superpower anything. He's just gonna knock off my Assault Vest, which is whatever. Getting rid of this Drapion was my main priority, so down it goes right there. My attack and defense lower, but really, is that really gonna matter? Anyway, yeah, so Ronald McD comes in now, knowing that he can probably live a hit after my, or knowing that he can definitely live a hit after my attack drop plus the Reflect. I'm just gonna go for Heat Crash, see what it does. I just fart into the air and land on this mime thing. I'm actually not gonna kill him. I go for the Sucker Punch, just because I kind of wanted to not take a Psyshock or a Psychic, but he ends up wasting his turn with Light Screen. Here he goes for Psychic, which, since I don't have my Assault Vest, it's going to do a lot of damage. But Embor's Natural Bulk and my hit point investment is going to be enough to live that. I just went for the Rock Slide just in case he switched in his Lapras, which I didn't think he would, but maybe he would, I'm not sure. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that to risking a miss, but it landed, so that's fine. He's going for the Shadow Sink here. I did go for Sucker Puncher, I believe, but I didn't get it off because he was clearly faster than me. Yeah, so Straps is gonna come. I'm not sure why he didn't Mega Evolve that turn, like the turn earlier, but he didn't, so maybe he just didn't want to reveal that he was Mega, so that I wouldn't be pressured into having to do something about it. So, yeah, Big Bird's gonna come through, do over half, which is phenomenal, and he's gonna Will-O-Wisp me, bitch. I mean, which is really, really annoying. Because Staraptor's a pretty big staple on my team. Like, as far as this battle goes, I kind of really want it to just pop a hole through his team. But clearly with the Will-O-Wisp, he's not really able to do that. He goes for the Shadow Claw, my opponent does, but I'm obviously a normal type. Because if I went for a Roost, I couldn't, like, I would just be no type. So that's why most normal flying types. That's why most flying types are normal type as well, because if they go for Roost, they lose their flying typing, and then they have to have a different type. So that's why most flying types are just like flying normal. But Tornadus can't learn Roost, so that's why he's just flying. So yeah, this is why I'm just gonna spam Bird. I have no reason to switch out. There's nothing I can do about this. With the Reflect Out, this is just doing nothing to Lapras. But I got him low enough to where, combined with the Black Sledge recovery, I should be able to revenge kill with something. So that's exactly what I'm going to attempt to do. So yeah, Black Sledge recovery goes off, and he's in the red right now, so a lot of things, and especially when the Reflect wears off, you know, I still have Metagross, so I can just bring him in. I'm pretty sure this is my last Mon. Is it? I'm not sure. I don't know, so I'm going to bring out Lapras there. Yeah, I think Metagross is my last Pokemon at this point. So, Light Screen wears off, obviously not needed there. And he's going to go into his Infernape, which I was scared of, but I couldn't switch out because I had nothing to switch into. He goes with Fake Out, whatever, it's fine. gets a crit, whatever is fine, still does nothing. He's gonna switch out now, just to see what I want to go for probably, and maybe he'll think he'll need that extra fake out damage. He's using a boof line to sack it off. That's absolutely 2D fine with me. Since he's paralyzed, I do know I outspeed, so I no reason to go for bullet punch when I could get that possible attack raise. I don't, but I mean it's worth it. It's worth it. Probably not for the miss, but it was worth it. So at this point, he goes into bayonet. Now this thing was scary because I didn't want to get a prankster Will-O-Wisp off, but I do end up outspeeding, out prioritizing him, and go for the bullet punch. Now his last Pokemon is the Infernape, and if I outspeed this thing, I kill it with Earthquake. If I don't, he kills me with probably Flare Blitz. But yeah, I was really scared. I thought he'd outspeed me, but he didn't. And I get the Earthquake off. Earthquake off. I get the Earthquake off, and Infernape goes down, and that's a 1-0 victory for Metagross. Metagross just tore through that team at the end. I mean, as long as he didn't have Drapion left, and Mr. Mime wasn't a problem for Metagross, but the Reflect was definitely a problem, but we managed to climb around it, and yeah, I really didn't expect to win that when he had 4 Pokemon and I won, especially when one of those 4 Pokemon from my opponent had a Bayonet that could Will-O-Wisp, but yeah, we just ended up getting around it. So, good battle, Shinji. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. If you did, please hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.